The storm raged outside, howling like a wounded beast. Rain lashed against the windows, and thunder boomed in the distance. Inside, a young woman named Anya sat by the fire, her heart pounding in her chest. Anya had always been afraid of storms. She couldn't control the wind or the rain, and the thunder made her feel small and helpless. But this storm was different. It was the worst she had ever seen. The wind howled louder and louder, and the rain beat harder against the windows. Anya could feel the house shaking. She was terrified. She wanted to scream, but she couldn't. She was frozen with fear. Suddenly, there was a loud crash. Anya jumped and screamed. She ran to the window and saw that a tree had fallen on the power lines. The electricity was out. Anya was plunged into darkness. She couldn't see anything. She felt her way to the wall and turned on the flashlight she kept on the shelf. The flashlight beam illuminated a small area around Anya. She could see the furniture in the living room, but the rest of the house was dark. She could hear the wind howling outside and the rain still beating against the windows. Anya felt her heart pounding in her chest. She was alone, and she was scared. She didn't know what to do. She sat down on the couch and tried to calm herself down. She took a deep breath and said to herself, "I can't control the storm. But I can control my reaction to it." Anya stood up and walked around the living room. She looked at the furniture and the pictures on the walls. She thought about all the good things in her life. She had a loving family, good friends, and a roof over her head. Anya realized that she was grateful for all the good things in her life. She also realized that she couldn't control the storm, but she could control her reaction to it. Anya went to the kitchen and made herself a cup of tea. She sat down at the table and sipped her tea slowly. She listened to the storm outside, but she wasn't afraid anymore. She knew that she was safe and that the storm would eventually pass. The next morning, Anya woke up to the sound of birds singing. She went to the window and saw that the storm had passed. The sun was shining, and the sky was blue. Anya smiled. She was grateful that the storm had passed, but she was also grateful for the lesson she had learned. She had learned that she couldn't control everything in her life, but she could control her reaction to things. Anya went to the kitchen and made herself a cup of coffee. She sat down at the table and thought about the future. She knew that there would be more storms in her life, but she was confident that she could handle them. She had learned a valuable lesson. A few months later, Anya was driving home from work when she saw a car accident on the side of the road. She pulled over to see if she could help. A man and a woman were standing next to their wrecked car. The man was bleeding from his head, and the woman was crying. Anya got out of her car and ran to help. She helped the man to his feet and gave him a handkerchief to stop the bleeding. She then turned to the woman and asked her if she was okay. The woman nodded, but she was still crying. She said, "I'm so scared. I don't know what to do." Anya put her arm around the woman and said, "It's okay. I'm here. I'll help you." Anya helped the man and woman to the side of the road and called for help. She stayed with them until the ambulance arrived. When the ambulance arrived, Anya helped the paramedics load the man and woman onto the stretcher. She then got in the ambulance with them and went to the hospital. At the hospital, Anya stayed with the man and woman until their families arrived. She then went home. Anya was shaken by the accident, but she was also proud of herself for helping. She had learned that she could stay calm and collected in a crisis situation. She had also learned that she could make a difference in the world. Anya never forgot the lesson she learned from the storm. She learned that she couldn't control everything in her life, but she could control her reaction to things. She also learned that she was stronger than she thought she was. Anya went on to live a happy and fulfilling life. She raised a family and had a successful career. But she never forgot the lesson she learned.